And look at the kind of numbers that we're getting at. In fact, there are a lot more, in fact, that we're going to bring to our viewers in terms of the developments in Karnataka. But I want to quickly take this across to our guests and ask them also for their perspective on the kind of results and numbers that we're looking at. Mr. Rajgopalan, how are you looking at UP and the results and the numbers that have been thrown up? And how significant is this? Is this actually a result that has some kind of meaning? Because we're looking at BJP virtually sweeping, at the moment at least.
No, the UP result is totally different from Karnataka.
Absolutely.
UP has two major factors. One is Yogi Adityanath. Second thing, Mitti mein mila dunga. That slogan has gone very wild, like the road roller, like that, many trucks which is going to be held on the other side. So therefore, Yogi stands tall. Yogi has been silent for the last 6 months. That silence paid more dividends, and moreover, Yogi, according to this result, will give majority of 80 to BJP in the Lok Sabha. That is how you can convert that. Local, state, central, all are with BJP.
Madhav, my
okay. Yeah, quick response from you as well.
I think the BJP continues to be strong in the urban areas. Number two, Samajwadi Party appears to be, as of now, the only formidable opposition against the BJP. The BSP has clearly weakened, there's no doubt about it. And that irrelevance of the BSP is helping the BJP more than it's helping the Samajwadi Party. The Congress, of course, has a long and hard battle ahead.
All right,
okay.
Ashutosh.
2 o'clock. I think we should quickly put out the numbers. Let's take a look at the numbers here and what the vote share of the BJP is. The BJP's vote share is only growing with time over the last few. Here we are taking a look not at this time's vote share, but showing you a comparison of how it has grown over time. The municipal corporation from 32% in 2006, in 11 years, they have grown to a 45%. In the municipal councils, while there was a dip in 2012, which, remember, is before Yogi Adityanath's time, now it has grown to a 17%. And in town panchayats, it has doubled from 6% in 2006. It went down in 2012 to 4%, which was largely because of the performance of the Samajwadi Party. And now it has rebounded from 4%, it has gone up to 12%. We're also being told that Yogi Adityanath is going to be going to the BJP office in Lucknow. Ashutosh ji, you follow Uttar Pradesh very closely, and you also, of course, live in Uttar Pradesh. So UP में सब चंगा?
हम सारे लोग तो उत्तर प्रदेश में ही रह रहे हैं इस वक्त तो हम लोग नोएडा स्टूडियो में देखिए चंगा का प्रश्न नहीं है उत्तर प्रदेश के अंदर दो चीजें बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है एक तो उत्तर प्रदेश से नरेंद्र मोदी जी बनारस से चुनाव लड़ते हैं दूसरा योगी आदित्यनाथ भी हैं और पिछले दिनों 4-5 सालों के अंदर अगर एक नेता जो बहुत मजबूती के साथ राष्ट्रीय पटल पर उभरे हैं दैट इज मिस्टर योगी आदित्यनाथ एंड योगी आदित्यनाथ हैज रियली कम अप एज अ स्ट्रांग लीडर I do not agree with his tactics. I do not agree with his strategy. The way he has been talking about, he's using extrajudicial methods to eliminate mafia and all that. But the fact of the matter is, he has proved to be a strong leader. And in North India, people like strong leaders, and especially those who are willing to take walk extra miles. That way, UP is with the BJP. Right. But you contrast with Karnataka. In Karnataka, BJP didn't have a strong leader. So that has...
UP was actually the real double engine that the BJP keeps talking about. Yeah. It was the perfect example. And that picture, if you remember, in the lead up to UP, where the Prime Minister had gone to Lucknow and he put his hand on Yogi's shoulder and he said, UP plus Yogi, Upyogi. It was very clear that this is their idea, कि हर state में ऐसा double engine मिल जाए.
There are only two double engine in Karnataka.
There are only two
double engine.
No. In fact, I don't know whether you saw that there was a write-up where they said there are only two double engines. One is UP and the other is Assam. And all the others, the second engine is pulling in the opposite direction, which is the local government, state government of the BJP.
All right. What are the big takeaways? Since we are talking about, how Yogi Adityanath, and it's very clear, like Ashutosh ji also just said, that he has on his own emerged. Now, in the BJP, there are very few chief ministers who have a vote-catching ability of their own. Himanta Biswa Sarma is one, and he's doing it for all of Northeast as well. And Yogi Adityanath, inarguably, is the second one because He's being fielded now as star campaigner in other states. He went and campaigned for the BJP in coastal, in Old Mysuru region. Voters are reposing confidence in this double engine that we were talking about. Yogi Adityanath's stature and confidence has both grown over time. The BSP and the Congress are failing to make a dent in the mayoral polls, pretty much like they have failed to make a dent in any poll in the recent past in Uttar Pradesh. Massive win for the BJP in UP. Important because this is bringing 80 Lok Sabha seats. And this is not to try and be petulant, but Lokesh Jindal, Priyanka Gandhi, the fifth takeaway is psychological win for the BJP ahead of 2024. Yes, it's a big local body election and the BJP has won it very handsomely. Priyanka Gandhi's launchpad, while yes, Karnataka is a great win, all credit will go to the Gandhis along with the local leadership, perhaps more to the former than the latter. But UP was her original launchpad. Assembly election, nothing. Lok Sabha election, nothing. Even local election, nothing.
See, when we talk about state elections and local body
The General
elections,
Secretary East is still there. General Secretary West to ja chuke hain.
see, we have to understand the organization, the entire setup within which a political party is functioning. In Uttar Pradesh, as Mr. Ashutosh rightly said, we have a long road ahead. The organization has to be strengthened. The grassroots worker has to be motivated, has to be mobilized. And the Karnataka win is a boost for the worker at the ground level. It will immensely boost the confidence and it will be a positive message sent to all the workers in Uttar Pradesh also. And with this form of motivation and with this form of energy, certainly the party is going to come back. Right now, BJP has an advantage, but Karnataka has set the wheel in motion.
We have Mohsin Raza's reaction coming in where he says that this is a verdict for the Muslim candidates, I believe. Let's listen to that reaction.
देखिए जाहिर सी बात है, आपने देखा कि बड़ी तादाद में निकाय चुनाव में मुस्लिम समाज को टिकट देकर हमने ये एक बात साफ कर दी है कि जैसे आप भी लोग उठाते से सवाल कि क्या मुसलमानों को आप चुनाव नहीं लड़ाना चाहते, जो लड़ने में सक्षम है और जिसने अप्लाई किया है और वहां से जो रिपोर्ट आई है संगठन के लोगों ने जो नीचे से रिपोर्ट दी ऊपर और उसके तहत उनको टिकट दिए गए हैं और हम उम्मीद करते हैं कि बड़ी तादाद में वो जीत कर भी आएंगे, क्योंकि अब एक जो दौर था वो बदल चुका है, क्योंकि विपक्ष भ्रमित करता था कि भाजपा को वोट ना दीजिए, भाजपा आपकी विरोधी है। अगर विरोधी है तो आपने क्या किया था? 4-4 बार सत्ता आपने बनाई थी, 3 बार बहन जी ने बनाई थी, आप लोग 7 बार मुख्यमंत्री रहे उत्तर प्रदेश के, कांग्रेस 30 साल तक लगातार उत्तर प्रदेश में अपना मुख्यमंत्री देती रही, तो आपने तो कभी उनको आच्छादित किया नहीं।
Mr. Rajiv Pratap Rudy of the BJP is joining us live now. Encouraging results from Uttar Pradesh. You would be hoping that in time, not this year, but in time, Mr. Rudy, you are able to get the same kind of double engine in Karnataka as well, of the kind that you have in Uttar Pradesh.
Hi, Madhav, and hi, Padmaja. Yes, politics is all about situations in different places at different times. Some brings us cheer, some brings us sorrow, and it goes on. But at the end of the day, Karnataka is, of course, as it looks from the figure, the regional politics overshadowed anything to do with the BJP at the national level. And that possibly is what we never work on. We work for the state and the center to work together. And the national projection goes to the state and the state projection comes up to the national level. And it's been working fine in many of the states. Wherever this aberration happens, and then there is an issue which comes up because of leadership or certain areas we need to improve, certain areas which you have done extremely well, you tend to lose. All these this will ultimately be analyzed when we come back on the desk to discuss all these things. But on the other hand, if you see that same situation where Mr. Adityanath is there and the central government is there, is doing phenomenally. So the combination is what matters. And if the combination is in a straight line, it gives a very positive effect. But if there are aberrations in that, there is a problem. So I'm happy that at least at this point of time, you are talking about, none of the channels as of now are talking about the Uttar Pradesh polls, and the phenomenal victory which is predicted and is visible there now is something which is also an eye-opener for all those states which work with the BJP and have the BJP-ruled states. So I think it's this contrast in itself and education is in itself a great analysis of what is happening in the country as far as politics is concerned. And regionalism, when it has an impact on national politics, the results are very different.
And you know, this is also, yes, JVC.
So what is going to happen in UP, to what I can see, is the complete meltdown of BSP is going to move certainly Jata voters into BJP. They're not going to go anywhere. And Yadavs also went for Modi ji in 2019. So at the moment, UP,
Actually, more Jatavs than Yadavs.
Yeah.
In
So
2019 results, there were more Jatavs,
Yadavs than Yadavs.
more non-Jatav Dalits
Yes.
voting for the
Yes.
BJP.
Now Jatav also will come.
Yadav OBCs.
Yeah,
Non-Yadav
and non-Yadav
OBCs.
OBCs, exactly.
So now Yadav's also significant portion will come. Jata also will come. As a result, I think 76 plus is what you can look for out of 80 in Uttar Pradesh in 2024.
You know, let's just talk for a bit about the leadership style. Mr. Rajgopalan and Mr. Sanjay Jha, let's talk about the leadership style of Yogi Adityanath. Ashutosh ji said, I don't agree with him, but he's made the message very clear. Look at the kind of seats which are being polled on today. One, the municipal polls are happening on the backdrop of the encounter of Asad Ahmed and, you know, Atiq Ahmed being convicted, etc. Where Yogi Adityanath went to Chakia and he said कि यहाँ दंगे होते थे, यहाँ माफिया होते थे, अब यहाँ पे महोत्सव होते हैं. Second, the bypoll which is happening for Lok Sabha in Uttar Pradesh is Suar. Why was that necessitated? Because Abdullah Azam finally got convicted and then he was disqualified. Azam Khan, when he was campaigning for the Samajwadi Party for these bypolls, he said कि अब हमें तो रगड़ के ही रख दिया है, अब बस क्या करना है, गोली मार दो हमें आकर के. So people who used to run riots, Sanjay Jha, earlier, under earlier governments, are today in a position where Yogi Adityanath is saying, boss, I am the person who calls the shots in this state. And people seem to be responding to it.
Padmaja, I have a simple answer to that. Nobody's going to deny that Uttar Pradesh has suffered from lawlessness for a long time. But, you know, it swung between two pendulums. On the one hand, you had that acquisition of a Gunda Raj kind of a culture. On the other hand, you have something equally reprehensible in the bulldozer politics of Mr. Adityanath. I mean, no matter what he claims about cleaning up crime and, you know, the mafia rule, the use of extrajudicial authority is frankly a vicious anti-democratic stance for any political party to endorse.
Sorry.
Just 1 minute, just 1 minute. My second point was what Mr. Rudy mentioned. You know, he talked about the fact that, you know, our strategy to make Karnataka benefit from the BJP's national image didn't work. Well, there's a message there. It hasn't worked in Himachal Pradesh and it hasn't worked in Karnataka, two states that the Congress is winning from the BJP. And look at the manifesto of the BJP closely. You know, whatever they said, the Congress talked about welfare,
Okay,
guarantees,
we'll talk about,
etc.
we'll stay away from Karnataka for the next 10 minutes because we want to focus on Uttar Pradesh. I promise you, we will go back. We will go back to Karnataka with Mr. Rudy and with you, Dr. Sumansi Raman. Let Mr. Rajgopalan respond to you. And also, it's interesting you talk about the bulldozer because you know what Yogi did? When he went to Prayagraj to campaign, on the day that he went there, on the very spot where Atiq Ahmed's properties were brought down, 75 houses for below poverty line families were made. So he's turned it into a bulldozer Robin Hood. I will bulldoze the rich to give houses to the poor. Mr. Rajgopalan.
Yogi Adityanath has brought a branding style of bulldozer, mitti mein mila dunga, this type of destruction activities. But I would also say that Yogi Adityanath's brand image in other parts of the country, apart from Uttar Pradesh, is also for construction of Ram Mandir. Therefore, he goes by destructions as well as construction. Therefore, his image is intact. He is not.
And very interesting, very interesting. Akhilesh Yadav has tweeted. I just want to read out, once again, I just want to read out Akhilesh's tweet. Akhilesh has tweeted on Karnataka. He says, Karnataka से संदेश है कि भाजपा की नकारात्मक सांप्रदायिक भ्रष्टाचारी अवनोन्मुखी महिला युवा विरोधी समाज बंटवारे वाली झूठे प्रचार वाली व्यक्तिवादी राजनीति का अंतकाल शुरू हो गया है. But there is no tweet coming in from the
UP से क्या संदेश है?
This is nothing. This is absolutely nothing which mentions or is related to UP at all. Do you find that interesting? In fact, sir,
And
when
there
you see
are
this
12
coming in.
adjectives over here. Nakaratmak, Sampradayak, Bhashtachari.
Mr. Sriram, you find this interesting?
Yadav must be really
But
crying.
if you look at the figures of the local bodies election, I think BJP should not rejoice because 236 143 SP, BSP 30, Congress 34 and 43. If
Okay.
you combine all those anti-BJP things, that comes to around more than 200 seats.
No,
That's
Ashutosh,
what-
ultimately-
So there's the-
ultimately-
BJP is celebrating too early.
What happened?
Let me complete. Let me
What
complete. If the BJP has to come back to power in 2024, the BJP has to score out of 70 out of 80. With these figures, can they come? Can
Yes,
they touch
because
those
Ashutosh,
figures?
The
ultimately
question
the
is-
figure that will really matter is the mayoral polls. How many mayors do they manage to get elected?
And they've swept the mayoral polls pretty
Yeah,
much.
they've swept the
16 out
There
of
is
18.
only urban.
It's only
Yes.
urban.
What about the rural? Well, last time
Look at the
in assembly elections, the BJP has been.
Where BJP wins matters. Where opposition wins doesn't matter. That's
So
the bottom
in-
line.
Okay.
2020
Okay, let's get the view from Mr. Shiraf. You can ask the question. Let Mr. Shiraf respond to that.
Remember, last time it was said when the BJP won, everybody said BJP has made inroads into the rural hinterlands. BJP has inroads into the most backward and other backward caste. Now, if you are only focusing on the urbans, I belong to the UP and I know 60-70% UP.
Okay,
Okay,
Mr. Shiraf.
actually, let's try and pull up,
Let Mr.
let's
Shiraf
try and pull
respond
up
to
a
that. Your
comparison.
response to Ashutosh.
Hold on a
Your
second,
response to it.
Let's first try and pull up a comparison between the local body elections of last time as compared to this time. Let's pull up those comparisons. Yes, go on, Mr. Shiraf.
What I want to ask Ms. Sanjay Da is, at the end of the day, the women in the UP particularly say that my children are able to go and in the evening and come back to home. That's more important. There is no crime there on the road. And that has to be stopped. And the Mulayam Singh Yadav's government, Akhilesh Yadav government, Mayawati's government, everybody turned on Nelson's side towards this crime and mafia. And this was stopped only by Yogi. And Yogi has stopped it.
Are you aware of the NCRB data on
You need to have a strong
attacks on
hand.
women?
Okay.
Are you aware of the data on attacks on women in Uttar Pradesh by the NCRB?
I do have.
One second.
I
Which
do
is the
have.
state which is the highest?
No. See,
Okay.
the point is that, see, at the end of the day, you can say whatever you want to say. Yogi, everybody
I'm not saying it.
everybody
Data
said,
saying it.
everybody said probably that in 2019
there's
with
no
Maha
political
Gadhwal-
rhetoric.
No, I'm giving a
It's the hard
political
statistical data.
rhetoric. That political rhetoric is the same. I'm telling you.
Okay, I
Because
really
you
think we
mentioned-
should cut across to our colleagues who are on the ground. I think Techri has people already there reacting to this, at least some cheer for the BJP supporters. Ashutosh bhi hamare saath hain. Ashutosh pe bhi jayenge. Techri, first over to you.
129.
Well, this is a very interesting thing when it comes to Uttar Pradesh local body polls, that when you cross these counting booths, you see several different parties changing by within few footsteps. So now there was BJP, I walked few steps over here, and this is the BSP, and I have the winning candidate over here. आप कहाँ से पार्षद किस तरह जगह से चुनकर आई? वार्ड नंबर 18 से. तो बहुजन समाज अभी फिलहाल भारतीय जनता पार्टी ट्रेंड कर रही है, लेकिन बीएसपी की जीत आपके लिए क्या मायने रखती है फिलहाल?
बीएसपी की जीत मेरे लिए बहुत बड़ी मायने रखती है। बहन मायावती कुमारी जी की वजह से हम लोग जीत में हैं। उन्हीं की वजह से आज हमें पदवी भी मिली है और इस पूरे देश का उसका विकास करने का जो जिम्मेदारी मुझे दी गई है बहन माया कुमारी।
17 में से सिर्फ एक ही है जो बीएसपी अभी फिलहाल लीडिंग में नजर आ रहा है। 17 में से 16 बीजेपी ट्रेंडिंग में है जीत के लिए और एक जो है वो बहुजन समाजवादी जीत पर है।
ये हमारे लिए सबसे नंबर 1 के लिए बात है, हमारे अपनी प्राउड फील करने वाली बात है। बहन मायावती की जीत है ये, और इस जीत से मैं ही नहीं, मेरे जितने भी भाई लोगों ने मुझे सपोर्ट किया है, जितनी भी मेरे समाज ने मुझे सपोर्ट किया है, उन सबके लिए मैं तहे दिल से धन्यवाद करती हूँ।
All right, so you see, this is the Bahujan Samajwadi Party's candidate who is leading as of now, and I would like to show you the visuals over here, that these kind of the visuals that we can see. But we have to remember this fact that Uttar Pradesh local body election play a major role in the 2024 election, and that is what several leaders have been saying. Say it be BSP, say it be SP, and say it be Bharatiya Janata Party, and this is a roadmap indeed for the 2024 elections, because you see 80, the largest number of seats for the Lok Sabha election counts here from Uttar Pradesh, that is 80. We'll also try to speak to several candidates who are in the leading trend over here, and from the several counting booths that we are giving you.
Come back to you in a second, Techri. आशुतोष, आपने जो लोकल बॉडी इलेक्शन है, आशुतोष माय कॉलीग ऑन द ग्राउंड, आपने लोकल बॉडी इलेक्शन बहुत क्लोजली ट्रैक किए हैं। यहाँ जो हमारे गेस्ट है वो कह रहे हैं कि 236 अगर बीजेपी का आंकड़ा अभी आ रहा है और 143 समाजवादी पार्टी का आ रहा है, तो इससे खुश होने की बात नहीं है बीजेपी के लिए। क्यों? कांग्रेस भी जोड़ ली। हाँ, सिर्फ दो अलग अलग बात करिए कि 236 क्योंकि दिख रहा है कि गांव में उनका समर्थन कम हो रहा है। आपने इसको ट्रैक किया है कई सालों से, क्या ये सच है? क्या ये आंकड़ा और समर्थन कम होता दिख रहा है?
देखिए, ये आंकड़ा अभी बहुत ऐसा कम नहीं होता नजर आ रहा है। हालांकि देखिए, पहले से ही जो शहरी मतदाता रहे हैं वो एक तरीके से जो उनका मूड और मिजाज रहता है वो भाजपाई रहता है। और खासतौर से अगर जो बड़े शहर हैं, जैसे जहां पर इस वक्त नगर निकाय के चुनाव हो रहे हैं, आप देख सकते हैं कि 17 में से जो 16 सीटें हैं वो बीजेपी एक तरीके से जीतती हुई नजर आ रही है। हालांकि एक सीट है वो बहुजन समाजवादी पार्टी के खाते में जाते दिख रही है, लेकिन 16 सीटें ऐसी जरूर है जहां पर बीजेपी पूरी तरीके से लीड कर रखी है। सिर्फ यही बात नहीं, देखिए जिस तरीके से पिछले कुछ सालों के दौरान उत्तर प्रदेश को माफिया मुक्ति की ओर योगी आदित्यनाथ ले जा रहे हैं, उससे जो लोगों के मन में जो एक विश्वास है कानून व्यवस्था को लेकर, वो बहुत तेजी से एक तरीके से रिएक्ट करता हुआ दिख रहा है। और उसका जो असर है वो चुनाव में भी हमको देखने को मिल रहा है, क्योंकि इस चुनाव को सेमीफाइनल के तौर पर देखा जा रहा था और ये कहा जा रहा था कि इस चुनाव से उत्तर प्रदेश का जो मूड है वो समझ में आएगा। तो कहीं ना कहीं जो अभी के जो परिणाम है वो उत्तर प्रदेश खासतौर से भारतीय जनता पार्टी के लिए संतोषजनक हो सकते हैं। हालांकि बहुत अपेक्षित परिणाम की जो उम्मीद योगी आदित्यनाथ शायद कर रहे होंगे उतनी तो नहीं मिली है, लेकिन फिर भी जिस तरीके से उन्होंने पूरी मेहनत की है, खासतौर से अगर वाराणसी की बात करें तो प्रधानमंत्री के इस संसदीय क्षेत्र के जो बीजेपी का एक मजबूत गढ़ है उसको बचाने के लिए योगी आदित्यनाथ एक हफ्ते के अंदर उन्होंने 3 दौरे किए लगातार। जो मंत्रिमंडल के लगभग आधा दर्जन से अधिक जो मंत्री हैं वो बनारस में डेरा डाले हुए थे। और न सिर्फ वाराणसी बल्कि आसपास के सभी जिलों की अगर हम बात करें, चाहे आजमगढ़ हो, चाहे चंदौली हो, चाहे मिर्जापुर हो, चाहे गाजीपुर हो, इन सभी जिलों में योगी आदित्यनाथ हो या फिर जो डिप्टी सीएम जो थे वो लगातार दौरे कर रहे थे। और लोगों के बीच में जो कानून व्यवस्था, जिस तरीके से आतिक अहमद की हम बात करें या फिर अशरफ की बात करें या फिर उसके पूरे फैमिली के ऊपर जिस तरीके से कार्रवाई की गई, इसके अलावा मुख्तार अंसारी के परिवार के खिलाफ जिस तरीके से कार्रवाई की जा रही है, उसको एक तरीके से भुनाने की कोशिश की गई और कहीं ना कहीं बीजेपी इसमें कामयाब भी होती हुई दिख रही है। हालांकि कुछ मसले जरूर हैं जिसको लेकर जो अभी ग्रामीण मतदाता हैं वो जरूर नाखुश दिख रहे हैं। खासतौर से महंगाई का जो मुद्दा है, बेरोजगारी का मुद्दा है, क्योंकि ये ऐसे इलाके हैं जहां पर बीजेपी थोड़ा सा पहले से भी कमजोर रही है। उन इलाकों में बीजेपी अभी उतनी पकड़ मजबूत नहीं कर पाई है। उसका असर, उसका सबसे बड़ा कारण ये है कि बीजेपी का जो केंद्रीय एक तरीके से जो बड़े जो नेता हैं, खासतौर से जो जिस तरीके से नरेंद्र मोदी का इम्पैक्ट रहा है उन क्षेत्रों में, वहां पर अभी जैसे जैसे उनके दौरे होंगे, जैसे जैसे चुनावी जनसभाएं होंगी, तो उत्तर प्रदेश की जो फिजा है कुछ और बदलेगी और बीजेपी को ये उम्मीद है कि 80 में से 70 सीटें वो एक बार फिर से लाएगी। तो लोकल बॉडी का जो ये इलेक्शन है वो कहीं ना कहीं सेमीफाइनल के तौर पे देखा जा रहा था और इस सेमीफाइनल में मैं ये कहूंगा कि बीजेपी लगभग जीत की ओर जा रही है और इसका जो असर है वो लोकसभा चुनाव में भी देखने को मिलेगा।
जी आशुतोष।